Welcome back to your channel, guys, and today's video we're going to be building a tutorial application in a console-based application in Java. And to be very honest with you guys, we're going to jump into huge lines of code immediately. We're going to be going very basics and step by step, so this doesn't feel overwhelming or too much overwhelming. So first level, we're going to be doing this is going to be level 1. In this level 1, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to write tweet and the program will just print it. So there are only two things that we're going to do. We're going to write tweet and we're going to print it. So this is going to be our first step. Here, so this is going to be very simple. So E2, and I'm going to import everything. Now I'm not going to create huge classes. I'm just going to create a main class. And I'm going to create a scanner class. Now this class is where users can get their give their input. Right now, I'm going to ask the user to write a tweet, okay? And then just print out the tweet. So this is actually very simple, so we'll just finish it much faster. So we will have much time to look on to further. In this case, the user is going to type out a message in string, and we're going to print that message. In this compiler, I will be giving the input before, but if you're using a IDE or an environment like a Visual Studio Code, you have to run the program and then give your input. It's my first tweet. There we go. We built a very simple application. Now we're going to go to level 2. In level 2, we're going to allow the user to give multiple tweets. That means we're going to keep on asking the user to give their input until a certain stop comes. So the first thing that you can use for this one is a while loop, and it's going to be a perfect one. Why while loop? Because until the condition says so, it will just keep on looping. So you can allow the user till they want to stop and give multiple tweets and simply store it in a data structure. In this case, you will never know how many tweets the user is going to post. So we're going to simply use an array list for this. In the same program, I'm going to introduce a array list. And this array list is going to store string. Let's have it posts, or let's have it tweets. Tweets equal to new array list. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have while I'm gonna have it like, so I'm gonna have while true, so we can like give the stopping condition inside of this while loop, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna have a while loop, and we're gonna keep on asking the user to enter their messages. So unless and until they say stop. So we're gonna also give a heads up to the user stating post as many as you want, but give exit to stop. Alright, so now if at any point of time the user has entered, if their message dot equals, let's say if there equals exit, you can also use ignore case if you want to. Then you have to break the loop. So if you use break, it will come out of the loop. And until and unless you give exit, you have to keep on entering. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just add I'm gonna add all the messages. All the messages inside of the array list. So this one is the array list you have created. Now if you simply give add, and if you put in your message, you can add your message. Okay. Now we're gonna print this message. So you're gonna use a for loop, and then you're gonna go through all of these tweets, and we're gonna print all of this message over here. Oh, I'm so sorry. But give exit to stop. So I have to give the inputs beforehand, so I don't have it. Hi is my tweet. Hi, my second one. Hi, my third one. Exit. All right. Yeah. So if you're using this compiler, basically how it will say is post as many tweets as you want, but give exit to stop. And then you say, hi, my second one. Sorry, hi, it's my tweet. And then it says again, post as many as you want, but give exit to stop. And then you say, hey, hi, it's my second one. And it says post as many as you want, but give exit to stop. And then you say, hi, it's the third one. And then when you say post as many as you want, but give exit to stop, you have posted 3 ones. So you give exit, and then you come out, and then it just prints out whatever you have done so far. So in the last scenario, it's very similar to this one. This is the third level that we're going to build, and don't worry, we have much more to it. So in this third level of the program, we're going to build like a menu program, and in the first option, we're going to post a tweet, and in the second option, we're going to view a tweet, and in the third option, we're going to exit. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. Now this is just a simple view of making the process as we go on much simpler. So in these many type of programs, we do have the same type of setup that you see right now. We're gonna have, of course, a scanner class and your array list as usual, because you need some data to store your tweets, of course. So we do need a data structure to store that. So whenever we create or post a tweet, it automatically gets added to our list, and we can simply view it up later. This time, it's going to be very similar to what you have done so far, but simply we're going to wrap it up inside like a menu-driven program. So the first thing that we're going to do over here is tell the user about the choices that they can have inside of the while loop. Okay, instead of saying the user to post as many as you want, but give exit to stop, we're going to make it very similar to this, but we're going to be using kind of different method. So the first thing that I'll be asking the user is to do this. The first thing that they can do is post a tweet, and I'm just going to copy paste these. So the first thing that they can do is post a tweet, and the second one they can do is they can view a tweet, and the third thing they can do is exit. Okay. Now there are a few ways that you can decide to do this program or carry out this program. The first way is to just simply give all of the things inside the same class, the same function, just give that if else or something. But if you're going for a very big application like this one, this is also can be scalable, can be built a lot better, but they're just going stage by stage, and I'll tell you guys everything in this video, so you don't have to worry about it for now. But there are two choices to do this program. The first thing is you can create a separate class over here after the import segment. You can create a class, and you can create separate methods for these, and you can just make an object and simply call out these methods for each of these options that you have over here. But for now, for making it for having it be simpler and easier, we aren't going to include another class and create an object and do this. Instead, we're just going to do everything inside of this. So I got this over here as the next in. So the user is going to add something like a choice. So this is a very important point I want to say that most people miss. That if you're getting an integer as an input, the next line you have to consume the next line, otherwise, yeah. So next line, and then you can start off with your if conditions. All right. So over here I'm gonna write if the user enters a choice of 1. So I want to allow them to post a tweet, right? So I have to allow them to post a tweet. And then once they post it, I have to add it to my array list. Right? So this is what comes over here. So you can see an array list over here. And once they post a tweet, that is that they type something as a string, so I can simply say the user print post a. Alright, so they can like simply type out and post something. Now this is only for posts, so there's no way that you're gonna view it. So if you want to view it, then you have to go through the array list that we have over here and then view it. So if my choice is equal to 2, I would say, sorry, you have to go else if. If your choice is 2, you can of course go ahead and view that array list. Alright, you can view what's in there. And now, instead of having message.equals exit, we're gonna have like an else condition, else if, or yeah, else if goes in and says choice equal to 3, and when it is 3, we want to make sure we exit the program, right? So you break it, you break the loop. That is how you exit a while loop that has no conditions. Over here you see there is no condition for you, so you have to write the condition inside it and then break the loop. Now an else condition comes in if the user enters any numbers that are out of the range instead of 1, 2, 3. So we say out.println, and we need to say it's invalid. All right, let's have our input and let's see how it works. So first I'm gonna enter 1, and I'm gonna say to the user, okay, let me hide, it's a tweet. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's a tweet. I'm gonna enter 2, so it just helps me view the tweets. Um, okay. No such element exception. Yeah, so the first, oh, I didn't exit the program. Okay, okay. I understand it. So if you aren't using these type of online compilers, it's not a big issue. So you have to like literally, visualize how we're gonna have. So post a tweet, and I say hi, it's a tweet, and then I view it, and after viewing, I'm gonna exit. Let's see how it goes. There you go. At first, it's gonna ask me this: post a tweet, view a tweet, and exit. I'm gonna say one, and I'm gonna enter hi, it's a tweet. And then it's gonna again ask me. So this posted tweet is because of this one. Sorry if I'm really, really confusing you guys. So let me just do it one by one, guys, so you guys won't be confused. But I'll do add an exit at the end so it doesn't crash. All right. So let me run the program. And you can see over here, we got the first option, post a tweet, view a tweet, and exit. And then the user enters a choice. So we entered one, and this goes into this if condition. If the choice is one, it's going to say post a tweet. So over here it says post a tweet, and then I give an input over here that hi, it's a tweet. And then it goes straight and adds it to the array list that we have over here. And then I give 3, and then it asks me again, okay? It goes out of this if condition and then prints these statements because while is still true. So it's going to post a tweet, view a tweet, or you want to exit. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm just going to exit. So it's going to go to this option over here, and it's going to break the loop and, exit me. So if I want to view a tweet, I'm going to say 2. That's it. So just give 2, and it will just do its job. You can see over here that it asks me that, hey, you want to post a tweet or view or exit? So basically asking me whatever these system.println states. And then it goes in, and then I give it a choice of 2. It sees what is there in the choice 2. The program says me to print everything that's in your array list. So it's a very simple program. And let's go further on. Now, whatever you have seen so far is a procedural way of writing a program. And that is what differentiates it from object-oriented programming to procedural programming. So today we're going to be speaking very, very importantly of that. So before jumping into object-oriented programming, we have to know how to make things procedural. So it will be much more easier when we are, getting into the code. So over here we got classes, objects, methods, encapsulation. We do have some designing principles, which we'll see the very basics of it. And right now, our app or our console-based application needs these things. The first thing is a user. I'm so sorry, that is too big. Yeah, the first thing that we need is a user. The next thing is a tweet. A tweet is nothing but a post. So think of Instagram if it what feels better for you, or TikTok or whatever social media that you can think of. So basically, it's going to contain a post or a message. So we're going to ask for Twitter. It's going to contain a message, and we can see how many people viewed and how many people liked our post. So for today, we're going to have something like this. We're going to have, so for user, so user is going to have a username. And for tweet, we're going to have some message or a post or something and number of likes. Okay. And then for app, okay. So this is what for an app. So let's say an app. So this is the app. So choose your app. What the app consists of? The app will consist of all list of tweets and the menu, right? So it has all list of tweets and the menu. Now we'll see about this later. For now, just have these things, right? So I hope these two are clearer now? Okay, so right now, I'm just going to give you guys an idea of what we're going to do. So I'm just going to create a new Java file over here. Now you can do this in the same Java file, but this is what I prefer doing. And you have to create it on your IDE that you're using, or any code editor that you're using for. So I'm going to create two Java files, and I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to say, so the first one is tweet.java. The second one is going to be for the user. Okay, I'm going to rename it as well. I'm going to show you how to write code for this one. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the classes for this. So as I mentioned already, for the tweet class, we're going to have class. I'm going to have tweet, and make sure it's public so that your other files can access it, or packages can access it with directly. Okay. So then we're going to have string message, and then we're going to have the number of likes this has. For now, I'm just not going to include like liking a tweet or viewing, other users' tweet. So there are many things that you can do for this one, but I want to keep it much simpler. I just want to keep it much simpler for today, or for now at least. We'll also have another version, so please continue watching this video. And right now we're going to create a constructor. The constructor is not going to take in the number of likes. This is really, really important. And as per Java, okay, as per Java, for now, okay, you don't have to worry about the likes, okay. But don't worry, we will give likes a default value of 0 inside this constructor. But you shouldn't pass this as a as an argument for your constructor, because we don't want that. Now, what most people do, the mistake is this part. They usually pass whatever is in this class. If I have a string, if I have an integer, they just pass everything inside of these parameters. But you don't really need that. Whenever you're creating an application, you have to think of like what this actually what this object actually needs to initialize. It needs to get a message from the user and needs to store this message inside of this object or the class. Okay, this is the class, and inside of this class it needs to store the message from the user, right? So this is what we need to do. So this dot message is equal to message. So I'm using it this because we have the same name for both of them. So this dot message represents this one, and the message represents this one. Now when we write the program for the main code, you can clearly understand what this constructor would do so. And the next thing that's really important is this dot likes is equal to 0. So you're initializing the likes to have 0. Right? Now what we want to do over here is we need to add a display. Okay, so let's have a display. So as I already mentioned, for now don't worry about the likes. We can make a method for it, but let's see this one. So we're gonna display the message. So your post. What is my post? Yes, my post would be my message. Right. There we go. So right now we have our own tweet object, tweet class, and inside of this tweet class we have a message and like, and we have a constructor, and we can display it. Okay, all this inside of this. Now let's go for the user. Okay, inside this user, it is very simple. User consists only of the username for now. So we're gonna include, okay, I'll write it. So public class user, and inside of this user, string username, user string username. Did I put there? Yeah, string, and we got this dot username equal to username. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Now you can make this constructor also public. Alright. Now you need to make some changes in main class. Very simple changes. So the first thing that we're going to ask is to create a user. Okay, we need to create a user. Now, the reason we see, while you're scaling this project, that means while you're making upgrades or while you're like building much more to it, you can add much more for the user class. You can add a user ID. You can also have and then you can create a array list of users and store it a list of users, and then you can see others posted as well, and then you can view your own post as well, and you can like other posts as well. So there are a lot of things to do it, but for now let's have it simple. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a user. So first we need to create an object for that. Yeah, so user equal to new user, and I want to get the name from the and initialize this object. So I need to get that from, of course, the user. So sc dot next line. So I'm getting the username from the user. So this is my first input, and you can say to string dot out dot len, say to enter a username. Right. Now they're gonna enter a username, and the username has been created. Alright. Now what we need to do here is the same thing. You have a while loop, and then you can post your tweet, view your tweets, and exit. Okay, and then you have the similar choices over here, and then the choice is equal to 1. We're going to post a tweet, but this time some stuff changes. So let's have a look on what actually changes. So over here we are going to enter a tweet, and once you enter a tweet and you get a message, instead of adding that message inside this array list, we are going to add the entire object. Okay, we're going to add the entire object inside of this array list. So we're going to add the entire tweet object. So first you need to change the data type to tweet. Okay, so this is going to be your data type, because that is what we're going to add. Tweet equal to new tweet, and inside of this tweet you can send our message. So once you get the message from the user, we send it and it gets updated over here. with message as tweet, and the likes for that is 0, is initialized. Okay, now what we do over here is we are going to add this into the array list. So I'll just simply add it over here. So now this one consists of the message from the user. So let's say it's hi, it's and then it also consists of the number of likes. So the likes is 0, and then you have the message as well. All right. And then over here, we're gonna have our second choice. Now, what is our second choice? Is we need to view the tweets. Now, as we don't have just a string inside our array list now, we have tweet. Okay, we have an entire object, and right now I'm just gonna do a display. Just gonna call this method. So you can have as many tweets as you want now. You can create as many as you want, and every single tweet will be stored inside of this array list as an object, and you can see for each tweets how much likes you got also. So that is what is the most advantage, I would say, that you have when you create a string and when you create your own class or the data type. So you have a display method, and it says your post and the whatever message you got. You can also print the number of likes you have. Likes. Oh, what I'm doing? Yeah, likes. Likes. All right. So this is also you can do it, and then if they choose third one, break it, or else invalid. I don't know if I make any mistake. We'll check it out. So first, I'm gonna enter a username. Because see, if you're running it in an IDE, it would be much better. So the first one, they say to enter a username. So I would be entering my username. Then it enters into this while loop, and then we can post a tweet, view a tweet, and exit. So first one, we're gonna post a tweet. So I'm gonna choose the option 1. I'm gonna it's gonna say post a tweet. So I'm gonna post a tweet. Hi, it's a tweet. Then it's gonna add it. It's gonna create an object, okay, and then add it to the array list of objects. Okay, so it's gonna have my message as well as my likes. Later on, I'm gonna go to this. It's gonna again ask me whether do you want to post a tweet or view a tweet or exit. Let's post another tweet as well. Hi is my second tweet, and then it asks me whether I want to post, view, or exit, and I want to say I want to view my tweet, so I just say this one, and I say exit. So further on, I just don't want to do anything, so I say that. Oh yeah, your post. Yeah, it's over here. Yeah. So first it asked me to enter username. I entered my username, and then it asked me to post. I posted a tweet, and then again post a tweet, and then I asked it to display my tweets, and then I exited the program. So this is what we're going to do, and so these all what our application is going to have. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what are these. So first we're going to have a main class, and we're going to have a menu class. So we're not going to write everything inside the main class, not all the core business logic that we've written here. The logic that I'm talking about is this logic over here. So we got a lot of logics over here. We got the menu, we got everything inside of this main. So we don't want that. So we're gonna separate it. We're gonna give each class its own role, okay? And then we're not gonna add all these tweets, inside the menu itself. So that's what I bought in the Twitter app class. So we'll add all these tweets, we'll add all these users inside this Twitter app. Okay. So the user is gonna be there, representing the person that are gonna be using the Twitter app. Okay. And the tweet is the data. The data that the user has. The users, for example, let's take a user. A single user can have many tweets, right? They can have many posts as they want. Okay. And all of these can be viewed inside of Twitter app, right? And the menu is what we call the user interface, where the user can see everything, right? The user can post, the user can view their tweets or others' tweets as well. Okay. So I have separated all of these in a separate class. These are all going to be our class names. Next, we're going to be talking about we're going to be talking about the uh the basic things that I'm going to have. So basically, in the user, it's very similar. I'm going to be having the username, and we're going to be also using encapsulation here. I can also use an encapsulation over here. So we'll be using encapsulation, and we'll be having methods related to that one. And also we'll be using in the tweet class, I'll be having another one, which is in the tweet class also, you can actually view which user has made the tweet. So of course we would know that, right? In a real world system, you would know which user made that specific post, right? So this is what we call composition. Okay, this is what we call composition. Let me put this here. A composition is where a design technique where a class contains one or more of other class or fields. Okay, so it has a relationship. Okay, user like tweet contains user, or you can say so this is what we call as tight coupling. Okay, so it has a relationship. Okay, and what happens over here is, for example, one see for example if you're deleting, okay, if you're deleting a tweet, okay, now that tweet, okay, the tweet class owns the user object. Okay, now if the tweet is deleted, the the author, okay, the author holds that tweet. For example, let me just draw it so you can clearly understand what I'm talking about. So basically, let's say there's a user A, okay, and user A, okay, he makes a tweet. Okay, let's say he makes a tweet. Let me tell, like, he makes a tweet. All right, user A makes a tweet. Now I'm gonna delete this tweet. If you see our last coding, we never really made other objects get into another object. This is what we call tight coupling over here. So because this this tweet class, if I delete this exact tweet, okay, the association with this user A also gets deleted. That is what I'm talking about. The user does not get deleted. So it doesn't delete the user, but it only deletes the association of this user with this tweet. When I mean association, don't think of the design principle. That means this user doesn't no longer have this tweet anymore because they deleted it. Alright. And another thing is that you don't create duplicate users every time. Okay. Simply because that, so for example, uh, the user can have many tweets. Okay. The user can have 5 to 10 tweets. So each and every time, you don't need to create a new user every time. So that's why we're going to be using this type of design pattern. Okay. And the next one is called the tutor app. This is where we'll be creating. So this Twitter app. So this is where we will be creating the array list. Okay. Okay. So we'll have a list of tweets. Okay. And we'll have a function to post the tweets. Okay. And we'll have a function to view all the tweets. And also we'll have a function to like the tweets. And also we'll have a function to delete the tweets. And you can also view your own tweets, including others' tweets as well. Okay. Yeah, let's see. So the first thing that we're gonna use is we are um going to be using the main function over here. So the first thing that we're gonna do inside of this main function is we need to create a user. Okay. Now, yeah, we need to enter our username, and then you can start getting into the application. So this is what every single time we do. There is nothing new to it. I'll just remove this array list. So you need to enter. So this is like, imagine it like a login. Okay. So like you need to enter your username, and then you will be creating a user object and then putting your username inside of it. This will remain the same. And now I'll just remove everything over here. So now you can enter a username. All right. And then we are going to create the two things. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create an object for the menu class. Okay. So let's create an object for the menu class. So I didn't spell create, but we'll just have a menu class. Now, this menu class is what it's going to be showed when you enter your username. Think of an application. You enter your username and you go to a application. Inside of that application, you can choose to post, you can choose to view the posts and post and everything, right? So another thing that I really want to mention is inside of this menu. So we'll take care of everything as we go on. So right now, am I going to build the menu first? No. First, we're going to build in the classes. So the first class that we want is user class. Okay. So we're going to just add encapsulation. There isn't going to be more changes to it. So inside of the user class, we'll be having a username. Now in this case, I'm going to make this variable private. So there is no way that username can be changed. So I'm going to make this variable private, and then public constructor is alright. We are going to be accessing the username. So we do want some method to return the username. But if it is a normal case, if we didn't use private, you can simply create an object for this one, for example, new user. So once you create a new user, you can access it like username if you did not give this private variable. So if you did not give this private variable, you can absolutely do these things. Okay. Since we have given it private, so that is the main reason we're giving it private. No one shouldn't access it like that. So we'll be using a string. We need to return a string get name, or we can have it like get username. That would be better. So get user name, and then return this username. All right. So we have used encapsulation and also a getter method. Now we're going to get inside the tweet class. Inside of this tweet class, we're going to make some changes. As I already told you, I will be needing the username here. So I will be needing the user class over here. So I would be needing it. So the class is public, so you can use it over here. And I'm going to make all the variables private. So user, and we can have it as user. The next is going to be string message and the likes, and we're going to make everything private. Once you make everything private, it's time to create the constructor of this class. In this class, we have now included the author, the username. So you need to initialize this with the username as well. User this dot user equal to user. Now we're going to add in some methods. So we're going to add the get author, get message, and get likes. So we got here everything. For accessing these private variables, we would be needing some public methods. And then display. In this method, I'm also going to be including the user. Inside the user, we're going to get the username and we're going to display it. User and get username. Yeah. Now it's a very, very important part. We're gonna go inside and we're gonna create a new file, which are app.java. And I'm gonna rename it. So this is where all our business logic or all our logic is gonna go. Okay. And the menu class is going to just call all of these. It isn't going to implement any kind of methods like creating an array. It's just going to call these whatever is inside of the Twitter app. So the first thing that you need to do is import java.util.star. So we are importing everything like array list, whatever we need to do. So the first one we're gonna create is a class. Okay, so public class Twitter app. All right, now the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to our first is going to be posting tweet. Okay, our very first one is going to be for posting tweet, and I want to store this inside an array list. So we're going to have an array list, and as I already mentioned, this array list is going to have the tweet and tweets equal to new array list. All right, now we're going to start posting the tweets. Public void post. So how do you post? Very simple. The first thing is in post tweet, we need to get it from the user. Okay, so the menu will get the post message from the user. Okay, so first you need to pass in two things. The first you need to pass is the user object, the user. Okay, the next that we need to do is the message. Is the message that needs to be posted into this app by the user. So this is what we need to do. The next thing that we need to do is create the tweet object inside of this. Okay, we will be creating the tweet object and we will be sending in for the constructor. As you can see over here, what the constructor wants from here is the user and the message. Why? So that it can show you, it can display you the username, as well as the message. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to create tweet equal to new. Okay, I'm having everything the same name, so don't be like confused. So I'm passing the user, the message, and then just going to store this entire object inside of this one, this array list. Yeah, I'm getting a bit confused of the names. System. And then I'm just going to print a message so we know that posted successfully. Alright, so this is our first method in here, and let's create some more methods. The next one is going to be reviewing all of the tweets. So let's go and view the tweets, and to view the tweets we are going to go ahead and we are going to start displaying all the tweets. So this is also going to be a void function. Display, and I'm gonna go in with tweet. Our tweets is our array list name. Inside of this we'll have these objects. Right, so we have this user, message, likes, but we want to access this one, display. right? So that is it for the display one. Now we're going to go ahead and like a tweet. All right. Now you need to note that in this system, we didn't create um, a new function for a user. That means we didn't have a array list for user. We are not storing in the users. That means we aren't storing all the users in an array list. Okay. So if you're and we are not as we are not storing all the users in an array list, we cannot have access to every single user. So basically, it would mean liking the tweet to yourself only. So um, but let's just do it. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So first things first, we do want to. So basically, you're just liking for your own tweets. Public void like 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 tweets. So you're gonna like for your own tweets, and our tweets has a attribute called like. If you remember very well, you would know that, right? So we cannot access it directly, right? We cannot access that variable directly because it's private, so you cannot simply access it directly. Or to be very simple with you guys, you can only get the likes. You can only make it return the likes. You cannot change the variable. That's why it's private. So what you need to do is go here and you can add a function, public void like oh my god, what was it named? Like tweets. Uh, like let me just have a like um like tweet. I don't know what to have this. Maybe like it. I don't know, guys. I'm very confused with the names. Just why? Just so I'll just increase one like. That's it. So likes plus plus. Okay, that's what we want to do. So like it. Alright. So when we go inside, what you can do is you can selectively like for a tweet. You do not need to like for all the tweets, right? So we're gonna get an index from the user. We're gonna say, hey, which one do you want to like? So usually, if your function isn't a void, okay, if you, even void functions can have some exceptions. What I'm talking about exceptions is, for example, post. Okay, but before posting everything you can remember, every single time you would have a user. But if you post, it's your first post, so there isn't going to be much issues with it, because before entering, we do always create a user object and then we enter. So there is no way that your object can be null. But in this case, whenever you want to display your tweet, sometimes it can be null. It can be null. Sometimes you wouldn't even have anything to post for. You haven't even created a single post. So how to check if you haven't created any post? It's very simple. You go in your if condition and then you say, I guess tweets is my array list. Yeah, tweets is my array list. And if my array list is empty, I can say that there is no post at. right? And then you can have this as the else condition. And for liking tweets, you can ask the user for index. The index is usually for so you can like loop through your array list. Don't want to loop through, like you can just do this. Um, tweets is your array list. Tweets dot get index. So whenever you're getting your index, you go exactly to that post. For example, the first post, or the second post, or third post, or fourth, fifth, whatever post it is, and then you just go and like it. What is the like it? Yeah, like it, like it, like it. Yeah. So this is how you like your own post. All right, and also there is a way that user can enter a a very a very index that is not even available, or um, did I put return over here? Okay, I'm failing to put this. Um, yeah. So yeah, return. You have to return, guys. Uh, it, it, it just exits out of this function. Now also, people can enter index that are not valid. For example, they can enter a negative index, or they can, now the index can be greater than or equal to tweets dot size. Right, so okay, I am very worried because I don't know, I might make a mistake. I'm scared. Oh god, I don't know. I might make a mistake. It would be better, guys, if we're able to check stuff. But sadly, I'm not using an ID, and that is making me a bit harder because you have to enter your inputs. It would be better if you had created the menu bar, but we hadn't created the menu. So we don't have much. We only have few things left. So basically, we have only two more methods to write. The first thing is a delete. The delete one is really important. So I would say, yeah. So we have only few things, and then we can create our menu card, and then we can just I'll just even fast forward creating the menu card, and then we'll start checking each one and see how it works, because I'm quite worried. I'm quite worried of getting things missed out. Yeah, so we'll just complete this really quick. So the first one would be, sorry, the first one, not the last few ones, that would be deleting. So public void, you have to delete you delete a tweet. So deleting a tweet. The most probable concerns that I have currently is just making mistakes in the variable names or stuff like that. So yeah, let's just have a mindful of that and let's work. So right now I'm gonna have a deleted tweet. How do you delete a tweet? What do you need to delete a tweet? The first thing that you would require to delete a tweet is you need to make sure that you are deleting it from the correct user. Now, so I have to know which user tweet I'm deleting. So it would be very, very useful if you are having an array list of users. But for now, we don't have that. So the next thing that you need to know is the index. The index, okay? Index. Now, what this index would help us do is basically this index will help us to know which tweet we do want to delete. So I hope you're getting a bit of a good idea. So we'll have a quick check of these tweets. So and yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for this. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. So yeah, so for this as well, this one invalid number. Mm, so I'm going to be getting the tweet. So we need to get that tweet of that index. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is tweet deleting deleting tweet equal to what is my array list dot get index. So I would be getting that right now. So this is the tweet that we're going to remove. Okay, so I'm going to like store it in an thing because we need to check if we're deleting the correct user's tweet. So if tweets, sorry, if deleting tweet dot user dot get user name. Wait, I'm doing something wrong here. Oh yeah, wait. This won't come here, but this one will. So basically what I'm going to get here is I'm getting the tweet. All right. So this is the tweet. And inside this tweet, I will be having a user variable, but sadly, I cannot access it because it is private. So I need to get the user first. Yeah. So get user. So right now, this get user returns a user object. And this user object, I can get the username. Oh, okay. So this user, so this user is an object, right? So deleting tweet dot get user dot get username dot equals user dot. Oh my god, am I doing it correct? Oh my god, am I doing it correct? Please. Oh, what I'm doing. Right. Alright, so what you need to do is very simple. We are going to tweet remove the index. Go ahead and remove throw the index. I mean remove whatever. Just keep the index and oh wait. Yeah, we check it and remove it, okay? And then you simply say, hey, I removed it. So system dot println removed. All right, removed. All right. So the next one would be very simple, viewing my tweets. Okay, viewing my tweets. Um, so viewing all tweets, we did it. Viewing my tweets is actually very similar. Basically, you just basically it's similar. Uh, but it would make sense if you're using a user array list of users. So for now, I think it doesn't make sense. So I think we don't want that. We don't want to make that user view only yours because we don't have a user array list. So right now, I'm just gonna quickly make the main class. We do have the the menu class. I'm sorry, the menu class. So we'll just quickly do this so that we can go ahead and start testing our program and checking. So we do not have the main method here, if you remember. So this is just a menu class for uh, including your menu, and also you need to import, because here is where we will be getting the user input for our Twitter message. Let's go. This menu is really important. I'm gonna show you how to build this menu. So before building this menu, I want to say something else. So we're going to print the menu in a different function. So I'm going to use a different function to print the menus. And also I'm going to be using a function for all of these. And these functions are going to call a function. So to not confuse you guys. So we're going to have first, we're going to have like a function. Okay, so we are gonna have one function now, a function for just printing our menus. Okay, just printing our menus. Basically, you're just gonna ask the user to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stuff like that. And now another function. Now this function is for calling the functions in the Twitter app, right? And another now that's it. So these are the things I just want to talk about. Now let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to enter over here is we need the Twitter app object so that we can call all of the function. Sorry for calling them as functions. They're just methods. So private and Twitter app equal to new. You don't need to create an object for it. Twitter. Twitter. Right. And then I'm going to create a scanner class as well. So let's go and create a scanner class. Private scanner class. The next thing that we're going to do is create a user. We do need users because some functions we do pass the user object, so we do need that. Next one that we're going to do is we're going to initialize the constructor. Now, in the main Java, if you remember, we've written a main function, but inside of the constructor, we didn't initialize anything, but we do need to initialize some stuff over here. So the first one would be Twitter app t equal to new Twitter app t, and then you do need the man. We didn't create user equal to new user and username. So just now we have created the user object, so basically you need to pass in the user object as well. So that's it. We don't want anything else for our menu, and that's why I've created a Twitter object and a user object. So we're going to initialize everything right now. Twitter app, Twitter, and user. Now, whenever we initialize it, we would be having a Twitter app and a user. And right now I'm just gonna say this equal to, I'm sorry, Twitter the user equal to user. And also don't forget scanner class sc equal to Alright. Now what you need to do is we're going to create a function to print all of this. So we're going to create a private void print the menu. So we want to print it. So I'm just going to pause this video and then pause this recording and then print everything. So this is the menu: post, tweet, view, like, and delete and exit. So I'm going to be posting some tweets, and so some tweets need some inputs from the user, so I'm going to get all of them. So first, private void post tweet, so, and then private void like tweet, and then delete tweets. So private void delete tweet. Right, so let's have a look. So we got here for post, we need some inputs from the user. So we need the message, and we need the user object as well. And then for the likes, we need the which number of the post they need to like. And then we need to delete the tweet. We need the index and which post to delete, and the user. this is an object. So let's go ahead to post a tweet. So to post a tweet, we need a message from the user. So and then you just need to call Twitter dot post and pass in the user as well. Dot post user and the message. Alright, so let's go for liking a tweet. For liking a tweet, you do need an index. So next int Twitter.app. So for liking tweets, it's like tweets. Alright. Twitter. Like tweets. Alright, so they do need an index from you. And for deleting a tweet, they need the user and the index. Let's see for deleting tweet, you need user and index. So yeah, we get it. So int index Twitter dot delete tweet. Sorry. We delete tweet, you do need to send the user and you do need to send the index. Okay, alright. Alright, that is pretty good. So let's start making the menu. Right, so we're gonna make the menu also inside a function. Let me create a function. So private void start. Okay, so right now I'm gonna start the menu. So while true, I want you to print the menu first so that the user can see what are there, and then I want the user to select the choices. Based on the choices, I'll be calling the methods. So in choice equal to next thing that we'll be doing is a switch case. And we're gonna say case 1. So if it's a case 1, then post the tweet. So we need to post the tweet. We have the thing here, post tweet. Post tweet. And then you need to break. Now at case 2, we have the viewing the tweets. Display. Oh my god. Why did I do this, guys? I'm so sorry, guys. How many of you have just, cried seeing it? So inside the tweets, we have all of these. And, oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm literally... Okay, I'm okay, I didn't see that. Just a minute. Okay, I just like the same name, right? So we'll just change the name display tweet and display T. Maybe display T is better. So we go in and say Twitter dot display T. All right. I know the name doesn't sound good, but yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't get confused like I did last time. So yeah, display T, and now let's go and make case 3. Now in the case 3, I think viewing, yes. Sorry, yeah, liking the Twitter, like tweet over here, like the tweet, and you can break. Now in case 4, you wanna delete the tweet, so Twitter delete the tweet, and you can break. Yeah. No need Twitter, guys. I just done that. Delete tweet and like tweets are here. Now, in the last case 6, case 5, break. No need break. We'll say return and default. Invalid. All right. Now inside of the main function, we're just going to simply call the start. And I don't know if it's going to work. Let's just test it out. I don't know. Let's run. Okay, we got error. Has a private access. Whoa, awesome. So we can just have it public then. Okay, alright. Oh, no such element. Okay, I didn't enter any input. Okay, so oh my god, to enter a username first, we have to enter a username, so it's uh, record. First, let's test it. First, let's test posting a tweet. So I'm just gonna say, hi, it's my tweet. Now I'm gonna run the code. And okay, that's actually, let me just check. Maybe I just, uh, system.in and maybe it work. Okay, so we have a few issues over here, so let's just resolve them. So the first one would be another break statement over here. The next one is, I don't know, it might be this one, or I don't know, maybe I'll just do this. And then another one that is okay, like, I mean, inside this one, whenever I get indexes, I must do -1 because no one would like enter I need to delete 0th post. They might enter just, I might delete the first post and they enter 1. So the removing goes same as well. So I might remove this equal here and this as well. Next is this one is outside of the if block, so I need to put it inside of it. And then yeah, then yeah, I guess let's just run again. Okay guys, so I just copy pasted all of this code in the Visual Studio Code and integrated development environment IDE, and it's actually working. So I've tested a couple of things and found out something like the display. Okay, so in the display, it is actually not printing the message. Okay, it's not actually printing the message. I don't know why it's not printing that. I just checked it. So you see in the display, it's calling the direct display in the tweet class. But when I go to my tweet class, you can see that. So let's see where we're creating the tweet object. The tweet object is created here, and the message we get from the menu. Yep. So this thing is not getting printed over there. I don't know why, but you can see over here that I'm adding this entire object inside the list and posting it. But when it's time for display, I go through each of these objects, tweet objects, and inside this tweet object, I have the user as well as the message. But when I go and print it, I do get the username, but I'm not getting the message. I do get the likes, but not the message. I also found something. Wait, let me tell you that one as well. Inside the Twitter app, you have to give equal to here as well as here. Alright. And another thing, I'm going to remove the next line that I've given over here. So it's like I have to like enter, and then enter the message. So I'm just gonna not do that. So I found the issue, guys. Okay, I found the issue. So basically over here, I just given this ASCII dot next line. So whenever I hit one and I want to post a tweet, I enter the tweet here. So post one, I enter it here, and when it goes to this line, it just asks me to enter, but I don't enter anything, and I just give space. Okay, I just understood now what I did wrong. So let me just, I'll show you guys all the testings that I did. So what I'm gonna do is over here, remove. Okay, remove is okay. So in deleting tweet, I need to get the index -1 as well. This is my GitHub ID. You can go into my GitHub ID breadcode 955 and Twitter console based, and you can go and check out all the files over here. And also, these are all the screenshots that I have for this one, and it's perfectly working. So you can also give my code a try. This is where you enter your username, and when you click to, there's no post ad because we didn't post anything. And while you're posting, you enter a tweet and post it successfully. Now again, we enter a tweet and we posted successfully. Now we're viewing our post. You can see this is my first post and this is my second post. Then we are liking and viewing the post. This is the same user point of view, POV. So you can only view your own user post and like it. So you can see that I'm liking my own post here. I'm clicking the option 2 and I'm viewing it. I'm also doing here, you can see over here that I'm liking my post over here. You can see over here I'm liking my post, and also you can see that the count is 1 over here, and this one is 0 because I didn't like this post. I liked only the first post. You can see over here 3 and 1, which means I liked the post 1. Next one is accessing an invalid post to like and deleting a post. So you can see I'm trying to access the third post, but I have only 2 posts, and that's why it's an invalid number. And you can see I've tried to delete that tweet. First post I deleted and it's removed. To view the deleted post, I click on 2, and you can see here this is my second one. Only 1 post is there. Next, I'm going to delete an invalid post. You can see I'm trying to access a third post, but it's an invalid number. Then I'm giving an exit over here. Fine. Thank you for watching.